Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at this Xbox Game Pass. I'm going to give my opinion on it. I'm going to say a few things about it, and I think you can determine for yourself if this actually provides any value for you. Now, if you're on PC, I'm going to be specifically speaking about Xbox Game Pass on PC, and so this may not necessarily be something for a lot of other people on maybe Xbox or PS4. So this platform is $1 for the first month. You spend $1, and then you go from there. In fact, somebody left a comment on one of my videos today saying that they paid one Brazilian, I can't remember the name of the Brazilian currency, which actually is about 25 cents equivalent, and they've been able to play The Outer Worlds, which is one of the games that's actually on this list. The Outer Worlds, they've been able to play Metro, I think Exodus, which is another game on this list, and a little bit of Forza, which is about 25 cents. So for 25 cents, they were able to spend this is about $49 on the Epic Games Store. This is probably going to be going for the $50 price tag on the Epic Games Store on PC here. And Forza, I don't know how much Microsoft is selling Forza for right now. Forza Horizon 4, purchase options. Okay, so they're selling for $47, $47.99. So for 50 cents or for 25 cents, he was able to play about $130+ worth of games in about 30 days. Now, after a month, it goes all the way through. It goes all the way to $4.99 for the regular subscription. I think there's like a gold subscription or something like that, like a upgraded one that's like $14.99 a month, where you can get early access to some games like, that are coming out with early access and all that stuff. I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking at the basic package and the value that comes with it. Now, another thing too that I would say is if you go ahead and look through the most popular games, or you look through the selection of games that they actually do have at least hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of video games that if you had to even buy them, based on just maybe a sale or maybe sales, they'll be sitting in your library and you're probably not going to get around to playing a lot of those games. So what you can do is you can get the, subscription, cancel. It will still be valid for the time being. If you don't want to maybe go get a $4 charge and you not know about it, I think that's the thing. Once you subscribe, then you go ahead and cancel your auto renewal is what you need to do if that's what you want to do, and then you can play the games that you want for the time being. Now, many people may say, but it's a game that you don't own, so what's the benefit in doing that? Well, the benefit in doing that is you actually pay for exactly what you want. And if you're disciplined enough and there's just one game you want to play in that 1 month, then you get the subscription and then that's it. Now, if you look at other aspects of this, you look at Steam. A lot of people say the Steam sale comes around, every so often, and you get to fill up your Steam library. It's, fill up your Steam library. But there are a lot of games that are in my Steam library that are going to gather dust forever and ever because I have not gotten around to playing them, and I will probably not get around to playing them just because of the nature of what I do. Now, I will say that many games here have received some love from me, but there's only so much that I can play. And so something like this works out for people that are in my situation. Something like the Xbox Game Pass works out for dads and, people who are working consistently, who have, all kinds of, obligations that are taking just a lot of time. And then you can just come out there, pay your $4 subscription and have access to these games. And then when we talk about and look at $4 as a value, we're looking at $4 as a value in terms of other subscription services that people usually pay for entertainment. If you look currently, Netflix has now increased its own price to about $9 or so. And do you own any of the movies or any of the TV shows on Netflix? You don't. So this new games as a service model, I think, is the inevitable future. And there's nothing wrong in owning your games. I still enjoy owning physical copies of games. Even some of the games on here, like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I own a physical PlayStation copy of it. And I'm happy that I do. Steelbook edition, by the way, which I bought it at GameStop for just a regular price. The guy hooked me up with a steelbook edition, steel cover edition. So I like the GameStops in my town. If GameStop melts down, I hope that those ones actually stay. I don't know, there's all this talk about it. But then you also have very new titles like Gears, 5. And right now sitting in my library is just $100 worth of games that I've already physically downloaded, that at any moment I can power them on and I can play. And so when you look at what this value actually brings, I think that Microsoft is developing a very unique platform to really challenge a lot of the others that are out there. And I think Epic Games should have maybe gone with this model instead of the exclusivity model. The exclusivity model is undermined by this particular model, because if you notice here, I just pointed that Metro Exodus is on this platform. Where is it at? Let's find that game. Where you at? Come out here so I can put it on screen for everybody to see. Are you here? It's not on here anymore. It's disappeared. It's trying to run away. Why are you running? You were one of the most sought after games last, a few months ago. Anyway, it's here somewhere. For some reason, I can't find it anymore, but you'll find it here. And to me, I think that is a wonderful model. As much as people may disagree with, hey, but it doesn't allow for ownership of games and all that. The truth be told, a lot of the games here are fitting for this model as well. They are mostly single player games, which you play. There it is, which you play and then you're done with. After you're done with them, you're most likely not going to touch them for a long time. In my case, Metro Exodus, I bought it on Steam. I've beaten the game. Even the DLC for it that they released, I still haven't even played it. And I think they understand this very well from a lot of the data that they've been taking from their platform. And then they went ahead to put something like this in place. I will not be surprised. if PlayStation Now tries to follow suit and make something that is similar to this, because this is something that, is going to net Microsoft and their dream and vision of bringing the PC platform at least to their corner. It's going to definitely net them, something pretty cool. And if you like the game so much and you say, I want to own my own game, they are not stopping you from purchasing the game while you're in here. But at that point, it really makes no sense for you to go ahead and make that purchase if the game is something you can beat within time. And if you want to support the developers and you feel like that's something you want to do beyond what you're already doing, then you can make the purchase here. Even when, let me see, install. Are there other purchase options? Yeah, I can buy this game on my PC, on Windows. Epic Games exclusivity to crap. Now, I will say one thing though. I have noticed that with a lot of the reviews in terms of how the games perform, this is pretty much a system where some of the games may not be as smooth as in terms of the way they've run. And this is in the past. I think more recently, what I've experienced, if you look all of them, the reviews are 3 stars, 2.5 stars. People are not happy with how they function, how they run, and all that stuff. Like Middle Earth, 2.5 star average. Is that what it's showing here? And some people are just like, yeah, this ain't working for me. I don't really like this. I'm not really a fan. But if you think about, the other people who have been able to, get past all the issues that have been there versus the people who haven't, you can say that this is largely a successful project. And I think it's largely a successful project because for $1, you can try it out. And if you're having any issues, then definitely you're backing out. And I have to first say, I have another tiny little rig here. My first rig, I've not gotten rid of it because I like that rig. That rig is like a legacy computer in this house. It's not going anywhere. And I remember that rig could not play any of the games. In fact, when I tried to download it, they did a system requirement. That's one of the things that you do. It will run a system requirement thing to figure out if your computer is able to play the games. And that rig could not play the game, but that rig met the requirements that they actually put, the minimum requirements. And so after a while, they ran some Windows 10 updates, and then eventually that PC is now able to play all these games. So I've been following since they announced this at E3, and I think I'm sold now. If you look back then when they started the service, and now, I think the service has definitely grown, and bringing it to PC is a value that I think PC players can definitely maybe if they're interested in games like this, they can definitely come around. Because if you think about it, even a Steam sale, if we go on Steam right now, I don't know if you can see my Steam library. I'm trying to do screen capture, but it's all over the place. If we go on a Steam sale and we look at the average cost of some of these games, okay, so right now Steam has a Warner Brothers publisher sale that's going to be ending by the end of this weekend. So let's look at some titles that are currently on this Steam sale. Shadow of War right now on Steam is $16.49. That's the price that it's going for on sale. So yeah, that's a decent deal. But if you come to the Xbox Game Pass store, if you want to play Middle-earth Shadow of War, you pay $4 and you play it. So you can play this same game and you can beat the game in the time that, it's available for you to actually beat it, and you'll be fine. I mean, I definitely think that this is something that you cannot necessarily find anywhere around or compete with currently in the market. So when it comes to value proposition, I think Microsoft is starting to work on that level, and Sony needs to really, really watch out, because to be very honest, there will come a time where, and I would almost say that every Microsoft release, every Xbox, first party game that's coming out is most likely going to be showing up on here, because the Xbox One and most likely the next Xbox, console that's coming out is already working on the Windows 10 platform. So when they're developing those games, it's just like developing it for a PC. So this is Microsoft's secret weapon that they're going to use to really fight this next gaming console / video game generation in the next 6 years. You're about to see this become really explosive. And I won't be surprised if they raise the price of this thing to like $10 very soon. And even at that point, it will still most likely be worth it, because this library, if it continues to grow, which it will continue to grow, imagine it having about maybe 20, 30,000 games at $10 a month. Yee, that will be ridiculous. Oh my gosh. And then they go bring backward compatibility and start bringing those good old, Xbox 360 games on here. It's over. It is definitely over. They will have a huge library, and they bring that generation that won them, the console war in the last generation. Then you're talking about some very, very serious competition for Sony, which I think Sony will be able to hold its own. But that's all I have. Thank you very much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys even watching the video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.